Welcome to T4G Sports. I'm going to talk about CJ Stroud. Is he proving the critics wrong? Is he silencing the haters right now? You know, I felt the hate. I could tell you that. I felt the hate. You guys know where I stood on this. I put him as the #1 quarterback in the draft before the draft. I believed he should have won the Heisman. You guys know very well how much I believed in CJ Stroud. I went through all the film of all of the quarterbacks, watched each one of their games multiple times. I watched every interview I could see, saw what the coaches said about him. The teammates, if there was anything that I could find. And CJ Stroud kept coming back to the top of my list. In fact, I put him as the highest overall quarterback, one of the highest players in the draft, in our Madden draft class. I put him as an X-Factor development too. And I believed in it, you know. And when I posted that out and I was talking about it, even in our mock draft, I got a lot of hate as well. I could feel the hate for CJ Stroud. You know, people told me stick to Madden. People told me that name a quarterback that's been good in the NFL that was drafted from Ohio State, and I couldn't understand that because it's such a fan thing to say. Like, no GM can think like that. Like, you just can't think like that. I won't draft a guy not because of who he is or what he can do on the field, but because of where he went to school, and there was no guys before him that did it. That's so just not logical in any way, shape, or form. And so I couldn't understand it, and, you know, and I got attacked a lot for my beliefs. And so I knew. I mean, I heard about CJ Stroud. It was like, oh, he's dumb. He can't process defenses, right? Remember that whole thing? His arm power is weak. Remember that? And then, oh, he can't handle pressure. He's never had pressure before because at Ohio State they just kept him upright, and he never really got sacked. And, oh, he has all the greatest wide receivers, so, you know, they make him look good. And none of it made any sense to me. I was like, well, he throws his wide receiver open. He makes his wide receivers look really, really good. I mean, you know, you need a quarterback to throw you the ball, and he did it very effectively. And I think CJ Stroud, none of this is shocking to me. I mean, Houston Texans are not making him a better quarterback than what he was. They're just not. This is who CJ Stroud was. This is what he was doing before he even put on a Houston Texans helmet. And to me, I felt the vibe after they drafted him was like, Will Anderson was great, CJ Stroud, he's good, you know, but it seemed like they were just harder on CJ Stroud than they were Will Anderson. And I couldn't believe that. And that's just the vibe I felt. I was like, nah, it just doesn't seem like they like him as much. They were more cautious towards drafting him. And I just didn't get it. Right now, he's sitting at #5. He has 906 yards passing this season. He's got more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes has a far better team around him. You know, Houston Texans have a terrible offensive line. They're injured as well, so it doesn't make it any better. The receiving core was his receiving core that was passed up on by a lot of different teams. Okay, they really were. And he's making these guys look really good, and they are good, but he's making them play above another level because he's throwing that ball at pinpoint accuracy, and that was something he was learning at Ohio State. This is not something he just picked up at Houston, and he's just playing good at Houston. I'm sorry, that's not the way it is. And so I felt all that hate for him. I just couldn't believe it. You know, I heard guys like in people's mock drafts, they had him down to 12, pick 12, and I was amazed by that. I was like, what? You get paid so much money, and I feel like you're so wrong on this. And I don't get it. And, you know, a dream for me is I always wanted to be a general manager. So I realized, I was like, I can't play politics. I can't just fall in love with a guy because of where he went to school or who he was coached by or whatever. I want to tell you guys how I truly feel about these players and what they can do regardless of what team they played for or what team they're playing on right now. And so I strive myself for that. And I truly believe in CJ Stroud. I believe in him. And I would have traded 3-4 first-round picks for him. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. If I was a general manager, and you guys know exactly how I felt about him, CJ Stroud would have been on my team. It wouldn't have happened. He would not have been off my team. No way in hell. I don't care what team I'm on, unless my quarterback is just absolutely insane, CJ Stroud would have been on my team. If I was the Chicago Bears, I'm not giving up that first-round pick. I wouldn't have done it. Personally, I just wouldn't have done it. But that's just me. Other people are different, what have you. I'm not a general manager, and I just love that CJ Stroud has proven people wrong, and he's going out there and playing good football. And I hope that Bryce Young plays great. I hope that Anthony Richardson plays great. You know, I don't want to see someone have a downfall. I just don't. And especially these young guys. I mean, I want to see them go out and succeed. And I love that CJ Stroud was proving so many guys wrong so far, and I hope he continues. I believe in him. I think he's going to have a great career. I think there's going to be several teams that are going to look back, and two teams in particular are going to look back and go, dang, we could have had him. I do think that's going to happen. Anyways, great job, CJ Stroud. Amazing. And to all the haters out there, just keep hating. I don't know what else to tell you.